Looks like we are live. Obviously, we have Bryan here, and obviously, we have Rhino back. Thanks for coming back and watching. We're going to go over the E, GSL State, the D, the C, and then we'll move on to WSL after that for next week. So, Rhino, did you have some comments in your post earlier?
Yeah, I had a couple guys from the E reached out about who had good weekends. I want to say the Zoo ended up winning that. Is that correct? But they didn't finish it out. But they were the only team left in a winners bracket, I think.
That's the way I read it too.
So Ty Reister hit 761 and locked down the middle, and then Tim Ryan also played well for that team, leading the way for them. F Cancer DJ Roll had an impressive weekend, going 14 for 17, and he played well at shortstop. Cincy Slime, my buddy Jab Adams went 11 for 11 with four doubles with a bad Achilles, and Cody Welch, their new pickup, ended up going 7 for 7 with three doubles. For Cincinnati Militia, Dustin Lynn and Nick Boyle both win an impressive 17 for 20. Logan Essen played great D in the outfield, and Sean Alcorn had a walk-off against the Headhunters to keep them alive. And then I don't know anything about this team from Dayton, FTG. Apparently their middle infielder, Dakota Bingham, absolutely murders it and had a really good weekend.
Sounds good. Brian, do you know any of these teams? Are you a neat guy at all?
I do not. My brother plays E. He runs the franchise. Um, Me and you used to know a lot about E, but not so much anymore.
Okay.
How
How'd you guys?
did
Go ahead, Ryan.
how did that Jason Franks team do? How did they do?
What were they called again? I
I
apologize.
think TSC maybe.
Is it that TCS right there?
TCS, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay. That looks like they had a nice little run. 1, 2, 3 games in the winter bracket, right? One, two, three.
The Creekers. I remember playing the Creekers 10 years ago, and
Same ones.
probably not. I don't know.
8 made a good run again. Um, how did you guys feel about how they handled the winter, as far as just giving it to the one that won the winter bracket?
How deep were
I'll
they?
defer to Brian. Yeah.
How deep were they?
They won the winter bracket. There were still, I believe, 4 teams in the loser bracket, so they just went ahead and crowned the team that won the winter bracket champion.
I mean, that's pretty normal. They always say if there's rain in the forecast, stay in the winner's bracket because a lot of times the loser bracket gets bagged. So, I mean, they did win the winner's bracket, so there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I don't blame them not coming back. I mean, you got the championship in hand, and the only thing you can come back and do is lose. So I don't blame them for saying no, I'm out. You can call them scared or whatever, but trying to get the same 11 guys or 13 or 14 back to the park on Thursday night, that's tough. So I get it.
Are they
Is
local?
that
They are, yeah, they're from Kentucky, but yeah, I think some of the other teams might not have been.
I mean, I think it's cool that they tried to get it in on Thursday, but I don't know if I've ever seen them have a rain out on Sunday and then come back during the week for any tournament.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, outside of the metro.
So it is what it is. Rain sucks. We don't have turf in Cincy that we're using just yet, so we got to do the best with what we got. Onto the D. What do you got for the D, Rhino?
D? It looked like the Final Four: Tiger Fitness, Corrupt, OTF. Um, then out a team out of Dayton and Columbus. I can't think of their name, but they beat the absolute piss out of us. Um, they were all playing really well from what I saw. For the Soul Bros, Casey Wagner hit over 800. He's pretty much led that team all year, hitting over 800 about every weekend. And then D Ray was solid as always for that squad. The Tiger Fitness Legacy game was a really fun one to watch. Their right fielder, Ethan, for Tiger Fitness, made two game-saving plays. First one, he came in right field diving with two outs, two guys on, in like the fifth inning. Unbelievable play to save a couple runs. And then in the top of the seventh, actually went back on a ball caught it, ran into the fence, held on to it to save the game for them, and then Tiger Fitness ended up walking it off in the 7th. So shout out to him for playing some really game-saving defense in right field. For the Odd Sox, Mark Curry hit over 700 with 6 home runs and 3 walks as the hitter. BG told me to mention that he took 2 bases, went first to third on a base hit. Said it was always fun to see a fat guy taking extra bases. His words, not mine. So shout out to Mark for that. The corrupt team that was still in the winners bracket, Harrison Watts hit 925. It was just absolutely on fire for them. And then Legacy, Greg Foligno hitting moonshots all Saturday. 9 home runs in 4 games. He was definitely locked in. But that final 4 of the winners bracket would have been some really good games because all 4 of them teams were absolutely rolling.
Yep.
Yeah, the corrupt team's got a lot of Dayton guys on it. They're a really good team. And that Premier Audio, we played in the Slugfest. And for 3 or 4 innings, they had us. We had a 15-run 3rd or 4th inning to get us back in the game and then ran away with it. And I know they ruled Frickers up at One Nation Columbus one weekend too.
Yeah, their hitter, I think he was their second baseman. He was automatic. I had him off balance, pitch on the outside part of the plate. Wasn't even a strike, just flicked it into the river in the right field. I'm like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, they're tough.
How'd the tripods do this weekend?
We did not hit very well at all. Played by the rules, went 0-2.
What do you mean by played by the rules?
Well, we knew it was going to get rained out on Sunday, so we figured why even bother since we knew it was going to get rained out. That was our philosophy.
I gotcha. I saw a team folded in D this week. Is that correct? Did I see that properly?
Yeah, it looks like Odyssey Rocks. I don't know if they necessarily folded. I think their coach is still trying to keep it together, but I think 4 or 5 guys left. We actually picked up 3 of them. Nemo, Brochure, and Bo Baldrick.
I think those were 3 All-Stars last year. So
yeah, 3 pretty good players. It should gel. It should work. But again, we have an army of guys. So as long as everybody buys in and realizes they're not going to play every inning of every game, we'll be all right. But you know as well as I do that sometimes that doesn't go as planned.
I always quote Jake Hillman: 12's too many, 20's not enough. So where are those guys going to play for you? I know Nemo typically plays middle. The other 2 I'm not as familiar with.
Honestly, I have no idea what the plan is. I kind of told Eli and Greg this year I just wanted to show up and play. If they ask me my opinion, I'll give it. But I'm kind of in that mindset this year where I want to show up to the ballpark. If I'm in the lineup, great. If I'm not in the lineup, I'll be ready to pinch hit and do whatever I got to do. But I was the bad guy last year on my team with sitting guys, so I didn't want to. Got tired of that role.
Yeah, it can be tough. So you bring up a good point there about being ready to hit, be ready to play even if you're not in the lineup. It's something I've dealt with, 14 years now. You go, hey, can you go hit? Like, oh, I don't have my shoes on, stuff like that. You ever run into that before?
All the time, man. It's like my philosophy is after the 4th inning, it's time to, if you're not playing, it's time for you to start getting loose, swinging a bat. Because, I mean, at that point, you could go in the game at any time, offensively or defensively. I can't stand guys just sitting there in their flip flops and you tell them, hey man, you ready to hit? Oh, let me get ready, and then they want to yell at you. Well, you didn't give me enough time. Like what? How do you not anticipate that you're going to go in the game?
Yeah, or I'll yell, runner. Oh, he's getting a hot dog. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I run into the same problem with my daughter's team. There was a girl that wasn't playing, and I told her at the beginning of the inning, hey, get loose. And she stretched one time with her arm like this and then sat there. I said, well, I guess you're not going to the game. You're clearly not getting ready at all.
Alrighty. Anything else on D before we move on to C?
No, just I mean every game that I saw besides ours were pretty competitive. So that's anybody on the can win on any given weekend in that division.
All right, on to D, and we have the champions sitting on the chat with us here. Rhino, what did you get any feedback for the C?
Yeah, I got a couple guys. Running Rebels had another strong showing. They're starting to put it together. It's just a matter of time before they break through. They lost to Days and Tiger Fitness. Jeff Evans, Matt Wibbler, Mike Teagard, and Brad Allen all hit over 750. Days, the infield combo of Moose and Chris Berry were taking hits away all day. And then Steve's had Austin Penwell hit over 800.
Yeah, adding on, playing the Running Rebels, T Garden. I'm pretty sure he hit a home run every single AB. He was a DHH. They were no doubters as well. I also had a collision with him at first base, so that was not fun. Hit a ground ball between first and second. He was playing second base, and the first baseman flipped it to him for some reason. I've never seen that before. He came across, I came across, and he got hurt. So that wasn't fun. Yeah, Days, we obviously played them 3 times. Barry and Moose are studs, yes. The right fielder, Tyler Tishner, I think it is. Left-handed hitter, fast. I mean, dude's a freaking specimen. The dude, he was leading off for them. They got 2 local guys, Ryan Rickey and Brady, both kill it. And their pitcher was a stud, man. He pitched every inning for him, and he was hitting last, but I only got him out once in 3 games, and it was a line drive right back at me. So, yeah, they're a good team.
Got to do it yourself, huh?
I guess.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a pretty loaded field. Looks like Hooks made it a little run. Well, they won one game. They beat OS. Runner Rebels are tough. His roster last year was absolutely loaded, and this year I would say it's not as loaded, but they seem to be playing together and playing better. So it's interesting how that works out sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of guys I don't even know, but they got some studs in there. Elam's a stud, and Peanut's a stud too. So some guys I don't know, but Doug finds them, and they can play.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything from the C for you, Rhino?
I didn't get a chance to get over there and watch them play. Things did not go according to my plan. Saturday, I planned on winning the first game, then heading over and watching some games. But we decided to get drums, so that pissed me off. So I had to come home. But I do believe that you and I both picked Tiger Fitness to win, didn't we?
I believe we did.
You didn't predict it the right way, but you did take us to win.
I was pretty close.
Yeah, I guess you guys
flip-flopped.
Yeah, had a little backwards, but
yeah,
I would say me and the outfielders and pretty much everybody would have rather it gone the other way. 7 games is not fun.
That day at the bash, I think we played 7 games, and you could just see them slowly dying throughout the day. There's nothing you can do. Just try to tell them if you can get the run rule, get it, and then that's the only time we get a break, and then that's the only thing you can really do. But I don't think I've ever had a team lose the first game and run through the loser bracket like that. So congratulations, that's tough. I don't think many people have ever done that.
Yeah, it was tough. Just to go through it. First game, obviously played Days. We did not play well at all. Gave them 6 outs in the first inning, another 4 or 5 throughout the game. It was also 12:40, hot, sun's high in the sky. We still hit 4 of our 5 homers, but didn't put much together. Went down to loser bracket. LSR showed up with 9, so it was a tough weekend for them. They did beat Breeden, Breeden's a good team, man. They just got to get everybody there. They didn't have Ricky or Jeff there this weekend, so that's 2 big pieces. It's hard to compete with those guys out.
I want to stop you on the LSR. I believe I want to take credit for them having a bad weekend. We showed up to hit BP in my secret spot, and those guys were there hitting. So I had some bad mojo for them guys, so I'll take credit for them going
Oh,
0-2.
curse.
My bad.
They did
LSR.
win one. They went 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. My bad, LSR, for going 1 and 2. Find a different spot to hit.
Yeah, that game was a little weird. We moved over to field 2, and the wind was blowing in, so we hit no home runs, which is very rare. LSR's hitter hit 1, and that was it. So low scoring game, but got a game break, played the hooks, cooled off a little bit, wind died down, and the offense started to pick up. 1 through 11, we murdered at that game. Got the bench involved a lot. Hooks had Doc out there, Jason Hugentoler, so that was cool to see him out there again. After that, we played SMU right after they had an interesting game with Steve's. A lot of mouthing, and I think it was a close game, 18-14. So they came over, and we just jumped on them early and never really let off of them. There's a lot of good players on that team too. A lot of buddies of mine. Hayslip is a murderer, and they got a really good defensive infield and outfield too. Then the sun went down. Played the Running Rebels, and like we talked about, we got up on them big actually early, and they just never went away. They kept hitting. Scott had to come in relief and pulled it out. Days.
Yeah. Oh, well, don't
go ahead.
Yeah, don't go too far. So no Malampy this week, right? That's the
Yeah. We had no Lamp, no Sanders in center field.
Oh, that's a big one too.
Yeah. So we only had 3 outfielders. They played every inning, 7 games in the outfield. I started 6 games. Scott started 1. He came in relief 3 games. So yeah, it was a workout. No Lamp is tough, man. He's one of the best in the area. So guys love playing behind him, and but they stepped up and picked me up when I wasn't pitching great, and I feel like I did a pretty good job too.
I saw Sam's in the picture. Was he one of your 3 outfielders?
Yeah.
Was that his first time out?
No, he was at the weekender.
Oh, okay. Did he play pretty well?
Yeah, he played really well.
Good. So I guess we're on the day. Sorry to interrupt.
It's all good. So Day's first game. I'm gonna pull it up here on my phone. We really jumped on them early bit. We were up like 25-4 at one point. Everybody was hitting. I actually went 5 for 5 that game with 2 doubles and a triple. So I was wearing myself out like an idiot. But yeah, looking at it, literally the entire team stroked it. And I think Gage Dennis did 2 things. He was great all day working with me, obviously pitching. I kind of deferred to him and Buster a lot when I'm out there on the field. It's a lot easier. And the SMU game, he had the best mound visit I've ever had. I was facing Hayslip with 2 outs, and he simply came out and said, "Go get him," and then walked off. And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah." And went and got him, and that was awesome. And then in the Days game, the first game, I was getting tired. 6th game of the day, walked a couple guys, and he just came out and said, "Hey, I want to get you a couple innings. We got another game to win." And I went and sat down for a couple innings. Scott finished it out and came back in the championship and pitched the best I pitched the whole day. So Gage and Buster were awesome. They did. I told them before the tournament, I'm pitching, man. If you want to take me out, change it up. Sometimes when you're out there competing, you don't know when it's time. You're just out there competing. So worked out really well. Championship game was lower scoring. Big 3-run bomb by Sams, which kind of put him over the edge on the alternate team. And then Eric Jameson hit a grand slam also to take the lead or tie the game, and Cody took the lead with a solo. The alternate team, Andrew Burton was the MVP. He hit 767, played third, middle, and second. Eric Jameson hit 719, had 31 RBIs. Nick Burris hit 686, played every game in center field. Sams hit 679, played every game in right field. And then I told them not to give it to me, but they insisted. I hit 654. I had a pretty good day too. Robbie Pomfrey also had an outstanding day in left field. So G was nails at shortstop. The guy's one of the best shortstops around. I mean, guys off the bench did their role. It was a fun night.
Yeah, I think we all knew it was just a matter of time before you guys have too much talent for you guys not to win tournaments and things like that. So congratulations
Yeah,
on that
appreciate you.
weekend. Um, you're always a competitor, and it's fun facing you because you know you're going to get your very best, and it's also miserable facing you because you're probably going to lose. So
Unless you're flies.
right.
The guy that's always with you told me to ask you about a gun of some sort.
Yeah, we're not going to comment on that.
Okay.
The guy that was with me though, he did. What's funny is the Running Rebels game when Gage pulled me out because they were hitting me around a little bit. Blake made a couple errors, and I made sure I come out of the game. The guy that's always with me is coming out too, so I pulled him with me.
Rhino, are you familiar with that joke?
I saw a picture of Blake with him.
Apparently, on the first podcast, I don't remember saying it, but I said Blake Hall. He's always with Bryan, so apparently they ate that up, and that's what they always say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you were, I guess you guys were talking about the team, and
Yep.
this guy's good, that guy's good. I mean, you're just like Blake's always with Bryan, moved on to the next guy. So it was like basically shitting on Blake, and we love it. That's what we do.
Anything else on this tournament before we move on, or are we good?
I have a couple questions, not as far as this tournament goes, but so you as a pitcher, how do you feel about getting a runner?
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
when I was younger, I hated it because I was younger and dumber. Now, especially playing 7 games, Gage is trying to get me rest, and like there was one inning where I hit a double, and then the next guy got out, and I had to go out there and pitch, and I'm still breathing hard. And I'm like, yeah, runner's pretty nice. It speeds the game up too, being able to get your gear on and stuff. So it makes sense.
I feel like the associations have to eventually go for a runner for the pitcher all the time. Especially when you're out, people have no idea what it's like to try to get set on every single pitch because, I mean, you're the easiest target on the field. And when you have to get set on every single pitch, it literally wears you out. And anytime they can save your legs, they need to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a workout, so I get it. I mean, I don't need it as much as other. I mean, I'm slow, so I need it as an advantage. I need it, but I'm a competitive guy and like to run too sometimes.
Right, I get that. How you feel about towing the rubber?
Hate it. I think if you can throw from behind it, field from behind it, it's an advantage. The pitcher doesn't get many advantages, so I don't think it's as big a deal now that it's warming up, but I think in March and April when it's 40 degrees and the ball's coming off of 120 pounders at 100 miles an hour, it's not fun to tow the rubber.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%. When it's cold out, that's when I pitch from as far back as possible. When it gets a little warmer, you have a little extra time.
And I mean, I take a lot of pride in field in the middle too, and I've taken a kind of hit on that this year early in the year because I like standing back behind the rubber and fielding the ball and being an extra infielder. And when you're on that rubber and it's cold, you feel like a sitting duck.
Yep, absolutely.
Why did they switch that rule? Did they ever say, or was there ever a hint?
The 2 things I heard was obviously hitters don't like it because it messes with them, and 2, the biggest thing was umpires. It's hard for them to gauge the strike zone when you're way back there, I guess. But I mean, it gives them something else they got to look for. Oh, is he 6 feet back? Is he 8 feet back? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball is coming in, 30 miles an hour. I can't imagine. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, you got to give as many advantages to the hitters as you can, I guess.
Gotcha. All right. Anything else before we go on to WSL? I think Brian's going to hang around right now, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
All right. So you guys filibust while I switch screens here.
So I guess Savage played up in Columbus this past weekend, and looks like they played pretty well. Amanda O'Shea received all tournament team playing up there, so congrats to her. Congrats to the Savage team. And then how'd you guys do last weekend, Z?
2-2. Probably just as we should have. We beat teams that we probably should have and lost to teams we probably shouldn't have. I'm sure should have lost to. I mean, so we lost to that Schleiblock or whatever that U-Trip D team. Yeah, they're some monsters, man. They're good.
Yeah. That's mind-boggling how they're D, but man, it is what it is.
They're good. And then we beat Extreme, and then we beat somebody else. I don't recall. And then we lost to Young Monty, which it was a pretty good game. Columbus is a blast. Get to play on turf. It's kind of like playing in a world almost. And it's a bunch of different teams, so I always enjoy going up there.
Hate it.
Hey, Columbus?
I never have a good time in Columbus.
Why is that?
The wind.
The wind.
It's never not windy there. I actually don't mind playing on the baseball fields. A lot of guys hate it, but when it's windy, it's just miserable.
Yeah, the wind's tough. We didn't really have much wind this weekend. It was actually nice, so maybe that's why I'm not complaining.
When you get those rare weekends where it's not windy, yeah, it is pretty nice up there. But
we were on field 27. You ever hit back there?
Nah.
It was actually pretty nice. It was about 300 all the way around. No wind. We had a little concession stand back there. The only problem was there was no lights, but other than that, it was really not bad at all. Alrighty. So we got the shootout this weekend, Mother's Day weekend, 1 day tournament, which is what I like to hear. Women's teams, do you guys know anything about these women's teams? I'm guessing it's going to be a quick no, but that's okay. Not a quick.
Yeah, I didn't do my research, man. I didn't even look at the team list for WSL this weekend, so I'm going to defer to you.
I got nothing, but if any of you ladies want to come on, please do. I'm happy to share time with you. I just don't know your stuff. On to the men's D. So we're going to get in this weekend. I didn't have a bunch of guys available for next weekend, so we're going to switch weekends. Pretty rare for me. Looks like we got Crown Athletics. No idea who they are. Dues paid. Louisville team. They're always solid. My team, Mo, has a really good team. The last couple of times I came here, I don't think they had all their guys. So they have all their guys. They're really tough to beat. Metro, I'm not real familiar with. I know they're typically pretty solid. Tiger Fitness, reigning champ. Not Bryan. Tiger Fitness, the D Tiger Fitness. Warrior Nutrition, don't know them at all. You guys have any comments on this division here?
Sounds like it's going to be really competitive again. Good for Chuck for getting some D teams in there. It's going to be a fun one to watch. I might have to make the trek out there and watch some games on Saturday since we got an off weekend. And my kids are with their mothers, so looking for something to do.
I might see you out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Predictions? Do you guys have predictions on who's going to win?
I'm going with you, Fly.
I will say I am missing quite a few. I had to pick up Wilbur and Talent for this weekend. So,
do you have Mike Lightsey?
I do.
That's who I'm going with.
Yeah, it's hard to go against Flies. Hopefully the Tiger Fitness boys make a run too.
I'll go with Tiger Fitness since they're hot right now. I don't know when the last time they lost a game, so Tiger Fitness is my favorite.
We were hoping for the sweep this weekend.
Yeah, you're headed that way.
Maybe I need to put Tiger Fitness on the end of my my tripod to get a win.
I think it's actually the Birdman Creations, right? So don't you have that at the end of yours, Brian?
Not on our name, no, but he does do some stuff for us.
Because I have it, and then the other Tiger Fitness team has it. So if you had it,
yeah, we just don't have enough room. We have.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess I'm gonna have to ask Chad for a Birdman Creation shirt to wear under my jersey. Maybe we'll make it play better or something.
Men's E, Bad Draw, Empire, Gabi Law, Hit or Miss, Mafia, Nasty Boys, Natty Red Legs, OTF, Players, Real Mafia, Relentless, Reloaded, Rip City, SUAP, and that's it for the E. Any thoughts on these teams?
I mean, Rip City's coming off that win a couple weeks ago, aren't they?
Yes, they won the E a couple weeks ago. I think that's when Tiger Fitness won the D.
So I guess I'll go with the reigning champs.
Yeah, Nasty Boys usually put together a pretty good team. Only the family, a bunch of the Gribbles, right? So they'll be pretty tough. Yeah.
I tell you what, that OTF team, they were playing well last weekend, man. They were. Teams don't understand when you try to talk to them guys, it just fires them up even more.
No, don't do that.
They liven up, man. I watched them against the Odd Sox, and Odd Sox started going back and forth with them, and the next thing I know, OTF's up 10, 15 runs. I'm like, what in the world's going on here?
Yeah, I've got my own theory on talking, but a lot of people don't agree with me.
What's that, Brian? What you got?
When they talk to you, it's fuel. When you talk back, you're giving fuel back. So don't do it.
Yeah, I'm all for that. As you guys probably know, I've never really been one to talk back to teams. Just all it does is help them. So
Yep.
let them go.
That's what they want.
Yep. Okay, so I guess it's my turn to pick. I'll go with OTF. My guy Danny Lovelace and those guys, T Monster and the crew.
Or does Dark Horse win this? I don't know who he's got. I guess he had Josh Powell out there last time.
Yeah, Powell.
I think Powell got hurt, but he's on that squad, I believe.
Right. Always good to see Eads out there.
All right, the Rec. I know this is going to be probably a long shot here, but American Made, the boys, Dirty Birds, Free Agents, Woodpeckers, Outcasts, and Watch Works.
Apparently, the Woodpeckers are pretty decent. According to that Jason guy last weekend, the Woodpeckers were pretty decent in U-Trip, so I'm going to take them.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? I'll go with the Woodpeckers as well. I was looking for Chuck Kinney's new team, but it doesn't look like they're playing this weekend.
He's in the Rec?
Yeah, he plays Rec.
What?
Yeah. I think, don't get me wrong, I know he played Rec last year and then they switched teams. It's hard for me to keep up, but he posted earlier about they merged with Playmakers. They maybe they're E now. I'm not sure. I apologize for messing up if I did. So that's it. So hopefully I'm right. That's what I always hope. Hopefully you guys are wrong unless you agree with me. All right. Anything else you guys want to cover this week before we call it a night?
I mean, no, I'm good. We're looking forward to getting back out there in a couple weeks.
You guys off this weekend?
Yeah, we're off this weekend. For whatever reason, man, our guys don't play WSL. They're afraid of the home run rule.
With the one and ending inning?
Yeah, but ask me how many home runs we hit last weekend.
How many home runs did you hit last weekend?
That'd be a 0.
It's starting to warm up. Those home runs don't fly as much.
Yep.
Yeah, how you hit in March is not how you hit in July.
That's right.
Probably, 40, 50 feet off your ball, probably?
Oh, absolutely. Easily.
For sure. Yeah.
You guys off this weekend, Brian?
Yeah, we're off for Mother's Day. We'll be back at the Mike and Heroes. We don't play WSL either, so.
Yeah, why's that? Why don't you play WSL? I've always heard that about you.
I just don't really like it. I hate the free foul. I don't really like to go down and play D with the inning ending, and can't play C. There's no C teams in WSL, so I don't know. If we went to paint them all, we would, but we just never have. We did one year, but that's it.
Didn't like it?
No, we like paint them all. We just didn't like playing at Kent Lakes.
Yeah, I was actually looking forward to playing Kent Lakes this year. Every tournament I signed up for, I always end up at East. So it's been unfortunate. I was hoping to see Martz. Martz is a good guy. He's always been good to me. I like the park. The park's nice once you get there. It's just
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just you have no cell service and it takes forever to get there. You have to drive half hour to eat, but it is nice.
Yeah, Bill does a great job getting them fields ready, man. Very rarely do you have a washout at Kitten Lakes.
yeah. I wish he could teach his magic to everybody else. I don't know what he does, but everybody else does good. He does great. I don't know what the difference is, but I'm sure he's keeping that secret for himself.
Yeah.
I guess we'll call it a night, unless you guys got something else.
Yeah,
All good.
yeah. If guys want us to talk about something, man, again, shoot me or Zach a DM, and we'll get questions answered. We'll stir up topics, do things like that. Mike and Heroes, I guess we'll probably try to have Katie on next week to talk about her tournament.
He's listening to us.
Okay, well, good. Katie, you're more than welcome to come on next week to talk about the Mike and Heroes tournament. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to Vordo and Tiger Fitness. Thanks to Carlin Yoder and Yoder Buildings. He's actually out of the country right now doing like I don't know exactly what he's doing. He didn't tell me, so I don't want to butcher it. But he's doing some like some work over there to help some of the underprivileged. So he's kicking ass over there. We missed him this weekend. SOCC as well. Without the sponsors, we couldn't do what we do, paying $400 every weekend to play. So appreciate you guys, and swing pure. Pure as your fire.
Sounds good. I guess we'll call that a night then. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Bryan.
See you guys.